Hello everyone and welcome to the 7th episode of Top Tutorials. Today's episode is going to be on N64 Yoshi Valley after a suggestion by Keegan on Discord. Speaking of which, you can always just send me a message or even in the comment section suggest tracks for future episodes. It's heavily appreciated. And yeah, let's just get started. Overall, N64 Yoshi Valley, a really just driving track, really driving focus. There's not much tech going on aside from the from the obvious shroomless, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Really tight tops as well, if you check, actually. There's like 0.5 difference between first worldwide and 10th. This run is 5th. Actually, really proud of it, especially considering that I don't get 2 out of the 3 quote-unquote necessary chain wheelies, but speaking of which, said chain wheelie is right here. So for those that don't know what a chain wheelie is, I'm just going to explain it real quick. When your wheelie ends, you can restart another one, and you have you have a window of a frame to get a perfect chain wheelie, where your kilometers per hour don't drop between 94 below 94. Especially on long straightaways, it can be quite the time save depending on the track. In this particular instance, there's only really one that matters. It's the one at the start, but it does gain you 0.1, 0.2, which over the course of a full run, especially one with tops as tight as that one, impacts it quite a bit. And this one actually only gets the chain wheelie on lap 3, as you'll see. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. First turn is fairly easy, just double MT, try and drive as tight as possible, same here, drive tight. The first Goomba right here is going to be on the left side, so you're going to want to be a bit wider. The other 2 laps you can actually go full on tight. For this little thing right here, you're going to need to hop a bit closer to the edge and then trick off, but that's more so due to the angle rather than pure low height. If you drive a bit too tight, you're going to fall off right here. So yeah, fairly easy so far. And here, if for this route to be faster, you want to take this turn really tightly. For this, you'll want to aim somewhere between the 2, like around the middle of the 2 lights, and drift pure tight to just stay as close to the wall as possible. Actually, online, while this path is a little faster, you'll want to go, most of the time you'll want to go on the right side and go beneath the bridge, and the reason for that is because you get boxes in a lower spot, so you only really want to go on this path if A, you're really confident in your speed, and 2, if you're either in first or gone last, to the point where the fact that you're getting a box in a slightly higher spot doesn't really matter. But yeah, just aim in between the 2 lights, right in the middle, and pure drift tight, and you should be able to get a really tight drift going outside of it. Same thing here. Trick, hold left, and we go over to the shroomless. So it does require a bit of practice, but overall it's really not as hard as people think. You can actually take it from a few different angles, whether going tight and drifting it a bit later, going a bit on starting really wide and going tight. It's really dependent on which line your opponent takes, especially if you're on Mac, because you're going to have a tighter drift, going to have more air going off the cut. But on Flame Runner, it's still fairly easy. Usually, so you want to, if you want to do it quickly, you want to start wide and go as tight as possible. Actually, if you go tight enough, usually if you take that cut, you'll want to TF in the air in order to get more height. But actually, if you take it tight enough, as you're going to see, you don't even need to TF, you can just hold pure left, and that actually gives you a bit, so that gives you less air, and that makes it a bit faster. Though it is risky, and I definitely wouldn't recommend it unless you have TT'd this track a ton and can recognize when it's possible to do, so yeah, just release the MT. Then drift tight, release the MT a bit earlier than you think, so you can stay on the left side of this bridge. Actually, fun fact, if you're closer to the middle, there's a higher chance that you get a bit of a bounce off the ledge right here, so you lose a bit of speed compared to purely sticking if you stay on the left side, as you're going to see. Well, you can see my ghost doing it. I get a little bit of a bounce here, but it's more rare than if you stay in the middle. So one last MT, and as for the shroom cuts, what you'll want to do is that you'll actually want to get a bounce at the start of it, so you can land in a slip drift and get a quick MT going into the straight path. The easiest way to do this is to try and aim for like the center of the flower, though either side can work, though they're a bit more unlikely. Just aiming for this flower in general usually gives you the little hop that gives you the slip drift after, as you're going to see. so empty, and then go straight ahead. So yeah, as said before, this track is really easy really easy in terms of tech. There's only really the shroomless to learn. Otherwise, it's just pure driving, pure driving, pure driving, which explains why the tops are so tight on this. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave you with the tops run and see you guys later.
I don't want too many friends, cause people be so toxic. Messing with my plans, now tell me why you walking. Now where do I begin, cause I be hella off and I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just pretend. I don't want too many friends, cause people be so toxic. Messing with my plans, now tell me why you walking. Now where do I begin, cause I be hella off and I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just pretend. I don't have any friends. How can I find love in society? Everything be fucked up and I'm just living in irony. I just want the fame, but I still wanna live quietly. I done too much, so I need solidity. And I know that you don't really like me, but I guess I can't control that. I guess you hate me, but I can't say that. And I know you fake it, but that shit is so bad. I wish I was through, but I keep thinking of you. I just don't fake it, hiding the truth. I just don't hate it, it's hating with you. Sometimes I'm done. I don't want too many friends. People be so toxic, messing with my plans. Now tell me why you open. Now where do I begin? Cause I be hella off and I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just pretend. I don't want too many friends. Cause people be so toxic, messing with my plans. Now tell me why you open. Now where do I begin? Cause I be hella off and I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just pretend. I don't want too many friends. Cause people be so toxic, messing with my plans. Now tell me why you open. Now where do I begin? Cause I be hella off and I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just pretend. I don't want too many friends. Cause people be so toxic, messing with my plans. Now tell me why you open. Now where do I begin? Cause I be hella off and I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just pretend. I don't want any friends. I don't need too many. What I have is plenty. I hope they coming with me. What I have is plenty.